I almost got molested by my band teacher. But before I get into the video, I just need to thank you guys for all the support that you fucking giving me. 2 videos ago, I literally thanked you guys for 100 subscribers. Last video, I thanked you for 800. And now, I am over 3,000 subscribers. And last video, I literally thanked you guys for 10,000 on TikTok. And now I'm at 20,000 on TikTok. You guys are fucking amazing. What else can I say? What is this, St. Patrick's stockpile? So basically, you collect clovers off of dead bodies? Oh, fuck it, let's play it. So yeah, I almost got molested by my band teacher. So the very first time I met this guy was the very first day of middle school, okay? And before you guys start roasting me in the fucking comments and, oh, you weren't in band, what a fucking loser. If you weren't in band in middle school, you were fucking missing out, okay? Yeah, literally everything about band fucking sucked. The people in it were weird. Like, I hated practicing. I literally hated everything about band. But once a year, you got to go on a field trip to an amusement park, perform at that amusement park while other kids were in class. You got a free ticket to an amusement park and you didn't have to go to any of class. Although band was fucking weird and I hated literally every single thing about band, that was fucking worth it. Even though I almost got molested by my band teacher, it was all fucking worth it for that field trip. But anyways, so the very first time I met this guy was the very first day of middle school. If you don't know how band works, so there's the band director, which is kind of like the band teacher for the entire class. And then there's the separate individual like instrument coaches. So the actual band director didn't try and molest me. The individual instrument coach did. So the very first day of middle school, me and my friend go to band class, right? You know, we didn't really know anyone, so we're kind of looking around the room and shit. We're looking at the room and we see this random fucking like 50-year-old guy. And the very first thing that my friend says to me is, hey, bro, look at this fucking child molester in the corner. Like joking around, right? The very first thing we said to each other was, yeah, that guy looks like a fucking child molester. And the band director finally like gets a hold of the class. And the first thing that she says, and if you'd like to be a percussionist, please move to the side and go with Mr. Lane. And she literally points to the guy that me and my friend 2 seconds ago said looked exactly like a fucking child molester. And so me and my friend both wanted to be a percussionist, right? And I look at my friend and I'm like, are you gonna go? And my friend looks at me and goes, I'm not fucking going with that guy. That guy literally looks exactly what you think a child molester would look like. And I was like, bro, I'm not gonna be in band and play like the fucking like oboe or like the fucking tuba or some shit like that. If I'm gonna be in band and I'm gonna suffer through this, I'm going to play the fucking drums. I'm like, bro, just come on. Like, he's not a child molester. Like, yeah, we just joked around and shit, but like, this guy isn't a fucking child molester. Like, come on. No matter what I said to this guy, he would not come with me. Finally, I'm like, all right, fuck it. I'll go by myself. And out of the entire class, and there was like 60 some kids in this band class. Out of the entire class, there was only 2 kids who went. There was me and this other guy. And this other guy, I didn't know it at the time, but I guess he had actually failed his 6th grade band class. And so he had to do band for another year. He told me this. And after he told me this, I was like, okay, this guy's literally been with this percussion coach for over a year now. It's like, obviously this guy isn't going to be a perv or some shit like that if this guy's been with him for over a fucking year now. And so Mr. Lane, the percussion coach, tells us, can you guys bring out all of the percussion instruments and can you put them at the end of the hallway in this room? And the room that he wants us to bring it into is like so fucking small. I don't even know how the fuck we're gonna fit these fucking instruments, let alone a 50-year-old man and 2 fucking middle schoolers. Somehow we make it work, right? We bring all these fucking instruments and we end up making it fucking work. I don't know how we made it work, but we ended up making it fucking work somehow. Then we start doing some like percussion shit and he wanted to know how good I was, so he asked me to play some shit. And I had some experience in drumming because I had a drum set at my house. I was pretty okay at the drums at that time. He asked me to play this shit and I start playing it. And you know, I mean, everything's going fine right now at the moment, but then after a little bit, things got a little bit weird. Midway through playing, guy next to me, like the other middle schooler that also did percussion with me, for no reason, just starts spazzing the fuck out, okay? He just starts making some weird fucking noises. And when I say weird fucking noises, I mean he was going like I'm looking around like, what the fuck is happening? Like, is this guy having a fucking heart attack? Is this guy dying? It literally sounded like an animal was fucking dying. And I look over at this guy and I'm like, you good, bro? And he just stops making these fucking weird noises and he looks at me and he goes, oh yeah, I'm good, bro. What do you mean? I look over at the percussion coach and he's acting like everything's fucking normal and like everything's fine. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now? But like, the noises didn't go away after I asked if he was good. Every like 5 minutes or so, he would just randomly just go, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with this kid at this point, but it's like whatever. Anyways, time passes and the percussion coach asked me to play something and I play it wrong. You know, when you play something wrong, like I would expect like a coach to like play it correctly and then like ask you to play it again or some shit like that. He didn't do any of that. What he did next was just straight fucking weird. Basically, what he did was he goes, no, that's not how you play it. And he came up behind me, he grabbed my arms, like literally like body to body contact, like a little bit of room, but not much, and just starts using my arms to play it. And I'm like, bro, this is the first day I fucking met you. What the fuck is going on? That's a little weird. I brush it off because, like, I don't know. I've never had a percussion coach before, so maybe that's just how, like, you learn as, like, a percussionist, you know? So this happens again, right? I play something wrong again, and he does the same thing. I brush it off again. And the class period ends, right? And keep in mind, the other guy I'm with is still making these fucking weird noises. And when the class period ends, I look over at the middle schooler with me, who's also in percussion, and I ask him, I'm like, does he always come up behind you and, like, do that shit? And he goes, oh, yeah, all the time. Like, I don't really see a problem with it. I was like, okay, I guess. I mean, this guy had a lot more experience than me in, like, percussion and shit, so I just assumed, like, that was the norm, and that's what normal people fucking do. And so the percussion coach was supposed to come back every single Monday. Next week, he comes back on the same Monday, and we go back into the same small-ass fucking room. We drag all the percussion instruments into that room. The weird kid is still making some weird fucking noises and shit. Like, he's been making these weird noises throughout the entire week. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with this kid. Everything's going the same way it happened until I got something wrong again. I get something wrong, and I'm waiting for this guy to fucking do that weird shit where he comes up behind me and uses my fucking arms and plays it, right? He does it. He comes up behind me and grabs my arm, but this time he gets body to body contact on me. I'm talking like his entire body was on my body. Like, before, there was like a little room for, like, Jesus, you know what I mean? There was like a little bit of fucking room where, like, you could debate if it was like molestation or if it was like actually coaching, okay? This time, there was no fucking debate. Like, I could 100% tell this guy, this time, is not doing this to coach me. This guy is doing it because he likes little fucking kids. Like, he wants to fuck me. So he did it the very first time, right? He did it one time and he left no fucking room. And I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck is going on? But anyways, I kind of shrug it off and I'm like, if he does it a second time, I'm definitely gonna fucking say something. And he ends up doing it a second time, except it was even fucking closer. Like, instead of just having body to body contact, he was literally pressing his fucking body on mine. Even though I was in 6th grade, I was like, I am not gonna get fucked by a 50-year-old fucking man right now. And so he does this, I move out of the fucking way, and I'm like, don't touch me. I literally yelled, do not touch me, bro. And so he goes, oh, sorry. This is just how you learn. And I'm like, I don't care. Just show me how to play it. Like, don't touch me. You can show me how to play it, just don't touch me, okay? You know, he doesn't touch me again. Like, every time I get something wrong, he just gives me advice and stuff. And so I was like, okay, maybe I was in the wrong. Maybe this guy just kind of weird. And so the class period ends. I go up to the other weird middle schooler who's also in percussion with me. I ask him, I'm like, hey, is it a little weird how close he gets with me? The answer he gave me was just, I don't even know what to say about the answer he fucking gave me. This fucking kid who's literally been making noises to himself all fucking day. You know, I'm expecting this kid to be like, yeah, it's a little weird and like say like talk to me about this shit. He looks at me and he goes, don't worry, when he knows you better, he'll get a lot closer to you. What the fuck do you mean? What did you just say? And I'm sitting here like, what the fuck is happening right now? There's no fucking way this guy just fucking said this. I don't know what's going on with this kid and that guy's relationship, but after I literally yelled at this percussion coach to not touch me, every following Monday when we came back, he never went behind me and like grabbed my arms and shit like. But the weird thing is the percussion coach would still do that with the other guy. He would still, like, went up behind him and like played with his fucking arms and shit. It got to a point where he was like literally pressing his body against the other kids, literally talking to him in his ear. Like, I'm talking like whisper talking in his fucking ear. It was so uncomfortable. He did this all the fucking time to this kid, and the other kid never had a problem with it. He was 100% fine with it. I don't know what's wrong with that kid. I mean, obviously this kid has a lot of fucking issues if you're gonna let that shit slide. This guy would literally come up behind him, play the drums with his arms, press his body into the other kid's body, and whisper in his fucking ear, and this kid acted like nothing was wrong. If that guy did that shit to me, like, I would literally rip his fucking dick out of his body. So I stayed in band for 3 fucking years. That guy never touched me again, but for 3 years straight, him and this other kid had this weird fucking relationship, and it never went away. He did this for 3 straight fucking years. And now looking back on it, I should have told the band director, like the actual like band teacher, that this shit was going on. But like, I thought there was a slight possibility that I was looking at everything wrong, and this guy wasn't actually a fucking pervert, and he had no intentions of doing that. If I was doing this wrong and I told my band teacher that, if I was reading it wrong, I didn't want to like fucking ruin this guy's whole career. So I just never told my band teacher this. That other kid was just so fucking weird. I have a great story of how weird this fucking other kid was. I think it was my 7th grade year. We were supposed to have our yearly like band performance. It's what you work for all fucking year. And so me and this guy literally take like 30 minutes to set up all the percussion instruments. Because if you don't know how like a band works, all the percussion instruments are in the very back. There's a shit ton of percussion instruments in the ballpark of like 20 percussion instruments. We set up these percussion instruments in the back, and then it's time to go on stage and it's time to perform. The entire band gets on stage, and we're literally probably like 5 minutes away from performing. The band director is like thanking all the parents for coming and thanking everyone for attending tonight. As she's talking about this and discussing this, I can hear this fucking guy, and I can hear him just talking to himself like usually, right? Except this time it was getting really loud. So this guy is doing this, and we're literally 5 minutes away from performing, and it's starting to get so loud to the point where all the other people are turning around and looking at this fucking guy and going, bro, what the fuck is happening? Like, there's like a couple hundred people watching us perform today. People can start hearing him making these weird fucking noises. I mean, I just try to tune it out for like a year and a half now. I've just been tuning this fucking weird noise shit out of my head. I'm just tuning it out, and I'm just paying attention to what my band director is saying, and she's talking to all the parents. She's thanking everyone for coming, and then all of a sudden, I hear a fucking loud cymbal crash, and then I hear another cymbal crash, and then I hear another fucking thing fall over, and another thing fall over, and another thing, and another thing, and I look over, all of the percussion instruments. It was like fucking dominoes. This guy had knocked every single percussion instrument over. He knocked one cymbal over, and then it fell onto another thing, and then another thing. It was so fucking loud. Imagine every percussion instrument playing as hard as it possibly could at the same time. It sounded like 20 gunshots were going off at the same time. The entire fucking auditorium is dead silent. For 10 minutes straight, we had to set up every single percussion instrument. We had to adjust the heights of the stands. We had to adjust everything for 10 straight minutes while the room was completely fucking silent. And all you can hear in the entire fucking room was the other percussionist next to me making weird fucking noises for 10 minutes straight. Can you imagine how awkward it is in front of literally hundreds of people to have to set up an entire thing? But not only set up these fucking instruments, but to set up these fucking instruments while this fucking guy next to you is making fucking weird ass fucking noises and dancing like Joaquin Phoenix from the fucking Joker. But anyways, that's gonna be it for the video today, guys. I just want to thank you guys for your support. It's been so fucking amazing these past couple days. To be over 3,000 on YouTube in 2 weeks and to have over 22,000 on TikTok in 2 weeks, it's been fucking amazing. You guys are fucking awesome, and I love you guys. But that's about it, guys. See you in the next one, guys. Peace.